Alright, hello everyone and welcome. Well, around episode 75, 76, 77, I started putting in a little note in the description saying I wasn't going to post all of my videos anymore that I make of this. A lot of them are going to be repetitive, especially once I start really deciding to level up these legendary gems. It's just going to be constant speed rifting. Probably not much point in me posting 10 videos of me leveling up one of these legendary gems with rift after rift after rift. So, what I'm going to do, or what I started doing around episode 70-something, 76 or whatever, I'm just going to post the videos that are just have some sort of relevance. Either if I do something new or different, or if I change my build, something like that. But if I've got 4 or 5 videos in a row of me doing something, I don't know, not so, without any kind of major change or anything, I'm not going to post all the videos. I might just pick out one, maybe the last one out of those 5 and post that one. But so that being said, let me just quickly go over what I've got here. So I'm at the point now where I'm basically wanting to start leveling up my legendary gems. I'm doing a few experiments here and there. But for the most part, I'm just trying to see how much I can do with this greenie set here with the Necromancer. It's a good set. It's a good build. It's a good green set. It looks like it should do tons of damage, but still, for some reason, it's not really performing as well as what maybe it could. I've still got a couple things I would like to try with it, which I might be trying soon if I can. Basically, simulacrums. Normally, your simulacrums take damage. When you get the green set on here, they no longer take damage. They gain all runes, which is very nice. Cooldown refreshed when you die. That's okay. Damage is reduced by 50% when I have a simulacrum out. And my damage I take is split with my simulacrums as well. I don't know exactly how that's calculated, because when you have all runes, you've got 2 simulacrums. So is that 50% 2 more times, one for each simulacrum? I don't know. It doesn't really tell you anywhere. But all I know is it's pretty defensive. And Bone Spear deals 10,000% increased damage. Simulacrums gain triple that bonus. So if you've got 2 simulacrums, when you cast a Bone Spear, if you tally that up, it's kind of like Bone Spear times 70,000%. And basically, that's kind of how the math works out. So I've got Haunted Visions. So now my simulacrums, they now last forever. They didn't before. They only lasted, I think, like 20 seconds or something like that. Now they last forever, and they can duplicate my Grim Sith instead of Skeletal Mage. Which is useful because my Bone Spear costs a lot of essence, so the Grim Sith helps me to get some of that essence back. Okay, I've got these stone gauntlets on. They work extremely well with armor, so I want armor, a bonus to armor, a bonus to armor, armor, when possible. They really jack up your armor really well when they're fully stacked. They've got a downside, which is that your movement speed and your attack speed greatly decrease, but you can counter that. You can either counter that with these ice climbers, which I was wearing for quite a while, even though it doesn't look like it would by the description, immunity to freeze and immobilize. It wouldn't seem like it works with stone gauntlets, but it does. But I switched, and I am now using this legendary gem, Invigorating Gemstone. Makes me immune from controlling and impairing effects, which is what this does, the downside of it. But the reason why I like this one over the Ice Climbers is that the Ice Climbers, that's basically all it does, other than making me immune to freeze and immobilizing effect. This one not only makes me immune to freeze and immobilizing, but all control impairing effects like nightmare or knockback, stuff like that. But it also increases my healing by, when it's fully stacked, it'll be 28%, which works really well with this Molten Wildebeest, which gives me 109,000 life per second. And okay, I am wearing that. I didn't think I was. Oh, it's because I'm farming. Okay, let's go back here. This is actually my main build right now. Okay, sorry about that. This is my farming build. I didn't really think about that. Okay, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Most of it's the same. It also works well with my bone armor, which I use Thy Flesh Sustained, which also adds on to my healing. So basically this, I think, works, this invigorating gemstone works very well with the stone gauntlets. Okay, so I always use Nemesis bracers. I'm currently trying to get a pair of ancient legendary Nemesis bracers. I don't have one yet. I've just got the regular legendary ones. Bonus to cold skills. I use the cold skills for bone spear. I'll explain why in a minute. Got Dainty's binding, so 49% damage reduction whenever I curse an enemy. Unity, I've got Unity. Sometimes I switch back and forth between various rings, but really I found Unity to be pretty helpful. So I've got Unity. I don't think she, oh, she does have it on right now. I've got Unity, and she is wearing Unity. Is that okay? Ah, I'm looking at my farming build again. In fact, is this? Let me just equip this. That should solve the problem right there. Okay. When I'm farming, I use Unity. When I'm just doing my greater rifts, I am not using Unity. Okay, what I'm using is Crispin's Sentence. Okay, so that way, anytime any one of my enemies is under the effects of control and impairing effects, they gain 96% damage, triple that if it's something other than being slowed. Okay, so I'm using Lost Time. My cold skills reduce the movement speed of enemies by 30%. So, and I'm using Bone Spear, the cold version of it. So, Crispin's Sentence is always dealing 96% increased damage. However, in addition to that, I've got 13% chance to immobilize right there. I have also got Frostburn in my cube for an extra 20% damage, but also 50% chance to freeze. That freezing causes the triple damage to occur with Crispin's Sentence. So a lot of my enemies, half the time, are getting triple damage. And I've got the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which allows me to wear the stone gauntlets. And I've also, as you can see, I've got Bane of the Trapped in there also, which adds more damage onto enemies under control, some sort of control impairing effect. I use Sith of the Sickle at the moment, so that my secondary skills, which Bone Spear is, this is a pretty good one. 400. I've got 400% additional damage, but it reduces the remaining cooldown of bone armor by 4 seconds. So I have to cast this a lot when I'm using the Sith of the Sickle, and a lot of times I mess up and I miss out. I lose it, which causes me to lose my stacks. But that's just part of the deal. I've got Lost Time here, which I've already mentioned. Alright, so if we look at my stats at the moment, what do we got? I've only got a 32% chance to critically hit. 262 for critical hit damage is not too bad. My attack speed 151, not bad. 27% cooldown reduction. I try and keep that kind of high. I've got a diamond in my helm because I'm trying to cast this as much as possible, my bone armor. I want to try and make sure I've got it stacked up as high as possible, and I want to be able to cast it. I was using the obsidian ring of the Zodiac, and it worked well. It's just, I just felt like there were better uses for my ring slots. His Crispin sentence was 1. And in my cube, I just decided to go with Convention of the Elements. It's basically an average of an extra 66% damage. That just seemed to do much better than Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. 13% damage increase to my armor. I mean, to my bone spear. Armor is pretty high. I try and keep armor jacked up as high as I can. Once again, because of these stone gauntlets, and I also use the passive skill standalone, which gives me, doubles my armor again. I don't think the simulacrums are considered pets. They might be. I don't think they are though. But resistances aren't all that high. They could be, but I don't put very much into resist all. I put it all into armor, so that's why these aren't going to be all that high. And 126,000 life per second, which is pretty good. That will go up when I've got 10 stacks of this, and when I've got 10 stacks of this. That goes up pretty good. My recovery is really high. And that's about it for most of my main stats. In my doobie QB, as I've mentioned, I already mentioned I got Frostburn, Convention of the Elements, and I've got the Maltorius' Petrified Spike. Wish there was a way to shut that off. So 700% damage increase to my bone spear, but now it costs 40 essence. I do end up running out of essence a lot. Before I had this here, which basically doubled my Devour, but my Devour just doesn't seem to do too much as of right now, just because I don't really have as many corpses as what I used to have. Just because I'm playing at a higher level now. And okay, let's just go through my skills real quick. I've got Grim Sith with the Frost Sith. That's basically how I replenish my essence, and it gives me a little extra attack speed. Not very much though, but it just helps me to replenish my essence. Bone Spear, as I mentioned, I'm using the cold one, so that way it works well with my cold-based skills, my lost time, and my Frostburn. Bone armor, I've been going back and forth between different variations of this, but at the moment I've settled for thy flesh sustained. Basically it's going to double my life per second, which is pretty good. Simulacrum gains all skill, all runes. I use the Aura of Frailty. Not a lot of people do, but I like the fact that I can. It's on. It's always on. I never have to worry about whether or not it's on. Just as long as I'm somewhat near an enemy, it's going to be getting hit. And because I've got all of the runes of Simulacrum, whenever anyone runs into my Aura of Frailty, they get hit with all 3 curses, not just one. Devour is also really helpful. I've got the Aura of this on also. So any corpses that I get in within range of, I absorb the essence. I get 11 essence per corpse, which for a while that was really good, but now that's not really all that much. But I still keep it on. There's not many other skills that are going to be as useful as that Devour one. And I like the fact that it's an aura, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to actually cast it. I can focus just on the Bone Spear. I've got Final Service as a passive skill, gives me an extra life. Bone Prison, this one has been pretty useful too. Anytime I hit with a Bone Spear, there's a 30% chance to trap an enemy in it. I believe, I could be wrong, I haven't actually tested it, but I believe that causes my Crispin Sentence to do triple damage to those enemies. I'm hoping it does. If not, this is probably a waste of a passive skill. I should probably test that out at some point. I'm using Dark Reaping. This is another one I go back and forth on. 2% essence and life per kill. Helps me out a little bit. Standalone doubles my armor. And I got the Fear Potion. I don't use that too often. And that's about, I guess that's about it. My current plans are, I want an ancient version of Nemesis Braces, which I'm doing right now as I am trying to level up a legendary gem. I was trying to get this one up to equal to these 99-ish. That's probably what I'll do. I'll probably just try and get it up to level 99, maybe 100 or something like that. I plan on at some point starting up a barbarian character because I want another pair of stone gauntlets to put in my cube. I don't want to put these in my cube. I've done that before and I ended up regretting it. These, by the way, these are strength based. It just happened to randomly fall for me. That's the only reason why I have them. But I wanna have another pair to put in my cube. And I'm also going to be starting up a Witch Doctor at some point so that I can go for Swampland Waders. I don't know if I'll need those or not, but they are useful to have. And it shouldn't take any longer than, I'm going to guess, a half hour for each class. I just got to level them up to level 70. After I get the character up to level 70, what I'll do at that point is I will just spend blood shards and crafting materials to get those particular items, to get the Swampland Waders and to get the stone gauntlets. So what I'll do is I'll come back to my Necromancer, do a few greater rifts, get up to 1500, 1490 blood shards or whatever, go back to the Barbarian, spend those blood shards on gloves, and I'll just keep doing that until I get the stone gauntlets. And I'll keep doing that till I get the Swampland Waders for those two classes. It shouldn't take all that long. I don't think so anyways. And then somewhere in there is just a matter of leveling up my legendary gems. I might do the season journey at some point. I've done a lot of it, but there's some things I may not even be able to do. I've got this primal puzzle ring that me and a friend of mine we're gonna do together at some point. I might do the set dungeons at some point, so I've held on to most of my items here. I try and keep them pretty streamlined. I don't keep very much. I'm holding onto a few of these just in case I want to upgrade those at some point. And these are 3 primals that I've gotten. Pretty much worthless. These are some builds I'm going to be trying to go for at some point. One is a combination of Grimsith and Corpse Explosion. And then another one is going to be one that focuses just on Corpse Explosion with no Grimsith, but I'll do those later. At the moment, at this very moment, I'm trying to get some keystones. I want to get up to 30. After I get done with that, I'm going to go back to start leveling up my legendary gems with some speed rifting. This is one I want to get. I want to get this up, at least up to level 25. And that way I can, once I get this up to 25, I'll be able to start playing the Barbarian or the Witch Doctor. But then it's just going to be speed rifting, getting these up as high as possible, as fast as possible. Alright, I think that's about it. Let me start up a new recording, and we're going to go, and I think I'm going to do 3 more Nephilim Rifties. I may or may not post the videos of me doing those Nephilim Rifties, because it's basically just the same exact farming of Nephilim Rifts that I did in probably in the past 2 videos if I posted those. So I'll post one of them. I won't post all 3. Okay, so I will be back for a couple of Nephilim Rifties. Okay, I'll be right back.